The movie starts with a bang. A new book called Deus comes out in France, and everyone is buzzing for the third part. We meet Fontaine, a kind old bookstore owner who brings the excited publisher, Angstrom, together with the mysterious author of Deus. Suddenly, we jump across Europe. First, we see Thelma in Portugal, then Helen, a mom in Denmark, who has to make a tough choice and leave her family behind. In England, we meet Alex Goodman, a new recruit for something important. The story keeps moving, introducing more characters. Ingrid from Germany, Javier from Spain, Dario from Italy, Katos from Greece, Chun from China, and Katerina from Russia. Each has a secret reason for traveling to France. When they all arrive, a servant welcomes them. But things get serious fast. They get checked from head to toe, and there are strict rules. No phones, no drives, nothing but themselves and their amazing language skills. Here's the big reveal. They're all chosen to translate Deus into 9 different languages. After the intense check, they don't start translating right away. Instead, they get secret instructions about their important mission. Unlike regular workers, these 9 are whisked away to a hidden part of the building. Down many stairs and through twisting hallways they go, until they reach a secret door with a password. Behind it, a high-tech bunker. It's a special workspace designed to keep them comfortable and focused while they're cut off from the outside world. They can't talk to anyone outside to avoid spoiling the book. Their one job, translate Deus. To make sure everything stays top secret, each translator gets a bodyguard from Russia to keep a watchful eye. The servant finishes explaining the situation, and then the boss, Angstrom, walks in. He drops a big surprise. The book they're translating, Deus, is a monster, a whopping 480 pages long. To make matters worse, they'll only get 10 pages a day to translate. That means they'll be stuck in this fancy bunker for 48 whole days. Angstrom lays down the rules very seriously. Messing up on translating this super popular book could have serious consequences for their careers, or even their safety. Translating beautiful French writing, especially something as complicated as poetry, into 9 other languages is a huge job. Every single word needs to be perfect to avoid any confusion. Deus isn't just another storybook. Each page is filled with fancy, poetic French sentences that make it even trickier to translate. Everyone has their own way of getting through the 10 daily pages as efficiently as possible. Lunch is their only break, a chance to relax and chat with each other, feeling a bit like special prisoners in this high-security place. The job pays really well, but there's a big risk of something going wrong if they mess up. Angstrom also has very strict rules that everyone has to follow. One translator, Katos from Greece, is very open about only being interested in the high paycheck. But Katerina from Russia is actually a big fan of the book and really wants to meet the mysterious author, Oscar Brock. Nobody even knows who he is. As the deadline to finish their 10 pages approaches, everyone is glued to their laptops, focused intensely on their work. Katerina is even so touched by the beautiful writing in Deus that she starts to tear up. Suddenly, Angstrom bursts back in with a special suitcase that looks very important. Everyone turns to look at him because the way they collect their work is unique. They have special flash drives with security locks that require approval from all 9 countries they're translating into. This ensures that nothing they translate leaks out. Only Angstrom knows what's going on, and there's no chance of anyone spoiling the book before it's released. He gives them another 10 pages to translate and tells them to get some rest. But after a long day like that, good luck getting the fascinating world of Deus out of your head. Another 8 hours fly by, and day 2 dawns. The team easily finishes another 10 pages. Time seems to zip by, but they still have 46 long days ahead. They're all grateful for this high-paying job, even with the pressure. Angstrom, the publisher, feels the same. The first 2 Deus books were so successful, he practically didn't need money from anything else. Then, one day, while grabbing a bite, Angstrom's phone explodes with emails. Emails unlike anything he'd ever seen in his publishing career. The messages contained a serious threat. The first 20 pages of Deus's 3rd volume had leaked. A frantic search began. Angstrom gathered everyone, revealing the extortionists demanded a whopping €80 million ransom. If they didn't pay within 3 days, the first 20 pages would be released online, followed by 100 pages the next day. The group was stunned. Engstrom was convinced there was a traitor among them, someone who'd leaked the content. Dario from Italy volunteered to search for the culprit. Katos, finding the whole situation amusing, got a quick shut-up call from his bodyguard, along with Alex, who tried to defend him. Engstrom wanted to catch the culprit red-handed, not give them a chance to confess. The bodyguards started their search. Ingrid and Dario's rooms were clean, but in Helen's room, they found a hidden stack of papers covered in Danish writing. Helen sheepishly confessed it was her own novel. She loved writing stories and wasn't very focused on the translation job. Unfortunately, Engstrom, who understood Danish, bluntly told her she wasn't a good writer and should stick to her day job. With Helen out of the picture, suspicion fell on the remaining 8. They all started eyeing each other, with Javier, the Spanish guy with a bandaged hand from a bike accident, becoming the prime suspect. The situation gets crazier. Thelma rips off Javier's bandage, thinking there's a leak device, but it's just a real injury and Javier is in pain. No one knows who the real culprit is yet. Katerina approaches Alex, curious why he was chosen. Alex explains he was a huge fan of Deus author Oscar Brock 11 months ago. He secretly translated the first 2 books from French to English, hoping to impress Brock with his superior skills. People noticed his talent and suggested him as a translator. In front of Engstrom, Alex bravely claims he can predict the first sentence of the 3rd book. Engstrom, intrigued, asks him to write it down. It can't be exactly the same since the book isn't out, but Alex's words stun Engstrom. Alex explains he analyzed the first sentences of the previous books and combined them, like a formula. Meanwhile, Dario smells something awful in the library. He discovers Helen has hanged herself, leaving behind her husband and children forever. The pressure seems to have gotten to her after translating the first 2 volumes. Engstrom's harsh words about her writing must have pushed her over the edge in the 3rd volume. Suddenly, Engstrom gets another email. 100 pages of the book have leaked online just now. No one has a device, and Engstrom is furious. He accuses everyone, then beats Alex until he can barely breathe. Katos and Ingrid are also threatened and terrified. Shockingly, Engstrom even shoots Katerina in the stomach and Alex in the chest, suspecting them both because of their conversation the night before. However, Engstrom's own bodyguards turn on him, threatening him and taking him to the police station. Luckily, Alex survives. His love for books saves him. A thick book he was reading stopped the bullet from hitting his chest. Katerina is in bad shape at the hospital, barely hanging on from a gunshot wound. Alex, worried sick, heads to the police station. We flash back to Fontaine, the bookstore owner who met Engstrom earlier. Fontaine tells him he can't be the publisher of Deus anymore. Engstrom's only concern is making money, not protecting the book's quality. He locked the translators in a bunker, not to keep the book a secret, but to avoid leaks that might hurt sales. Fontaine, the only one who knows who Oscar Brock really is, argues that Deus is more than just sales. People will still want the book, even with spoilers. Engstrom, furious, shoves Fontaine. Fontaine tragically falls down the stairs and dies. Engstrom, ever the opportunist, steals a copy of the 3rd Deus book and wipes away any evidence, even burning down Fontaine's bookstore. At the police station, Alex confronts Engstrom, furious about Katerina's injury. There's another shocker. Fontaine was Alex's father. The bookstore, Alex's haven for 40 years, instilled his love for books thanks to Fontaine's passion for literature. This ordeal changes Alex. He's not just a fan anymore, he's an author. His first book, Deus, revealing that Oscar Brock is none other than Alex Goodman himself. The whole bunker chaos was Alex's plan. No leaks or stolen manuscripts needed. As a superfan, he'd already rallied Deus fans worldwide to torment Engstrom before joining the project. That's why Alex could predict the first sentence of the 3rd book. He wrote it. He also doesn't care about the €80 million Engstrom offered. Alex's goal? To expose Engstrom's greed, even if it meant sacrificing his own father, Fontaine. Alex cleverly played the part of the devoted fan, desperate to meet his idol. As the plan unfolded, Alex learned more about the other translators, thanks to the information his father shared. Alex's plan was to mess with Engstrom for the whole time they were locked up, but things got serious fast. Seeing Helen kill herself and Katerina get shot was too much for Alex. He felt bad for Helen because she was secretly a talented writer, and Katerina truly loved books. In the end, when everything came out, Engstrom was so embarrassed he went to jail for trying to kill people. Alex, the real Oscar Brock all along, was finally happy. Putting Engstrom away felt better than all the money he'd make from the third Deus book. At the very end, Alex says all that fancy book money wouldn't make him happier than seeing Engstrom behind bars. The lesson here? Even fancy books can cause big problems. So next time you translate something, watch out for shady publishers and authors who might be hiding something.